Have you ever felt surrounded by negativity or wondered if you could be more productive? If so, you are not alone. You are in the right place. Over the next 25 days, I'm going to share with you 25 books that have profoundly impacted my life. These are not going to be just great reads. These are books that have shaped my thinking, my leadership, and my ability to grow both personally and professionally. Now, I didn't rank these books. They're not in any specific order. I simply just looked around my office, pulled some titles off the bookshelf that have created a lasting impact on me, and then I couldn't wait to share them with you. So let's get to the first book on the list, which will be The Energy Bus by John Gordon. What I find interesting is a lot of the leaders that I coach have never heard of this book, which surprises me because it's one of my favorites of all time. Not just by John Gordon, but in general. If you pick up a few of John's books, you'll notice that he's got an incredible ability to teach through storytelling. The Energy Bus, like many of his other books, is written in a parable. Its lessons are both practical and memorable. Now, let me give you a quick overview. The main character in this story, well, his name is George. George is having a pretty rough time. He's miserable at work. He's struggling on a big project, and his personal life isn't much better. One morning, George wakes up and he finds he's got a flat tire, and he ends up having to take the bus to work. But this is not just any bus. The bus driver's name is Joy, and she is bursting with positivity. And she has 10 rules for the road of life. Turns out these rules are exactly what George needs to turn his situation and his mindset around. My goal is to give you at least one big idea for each book. And the big idea in this book is negativity kills productivity. One of my favorite lessons on Joy's bus during the ride is rule number 6, which states that you should post a sign that says no energy vampires allowed. This rule hit me hard at the end of my 20s when I first picked the book up because at the time I was leading an office in the financial industry after transitioning out of the restaurant business. Now, honestly, I was struggling. I remember one moment in particular when our office culture just felt heavy. It was like there was an undercurrent of negativity, and it was draining everybody's energy, including mine. And that's the time that I'd read The Energy Bus and a light bulb came on. I realized that I had a few energy vampires who were sucking the life and the joy out of everything. They weren't aligned with the vision. And it was really dragging the overall team down. But the book's message was clear. You don't have to let energy vampires stay on the bus. In the story, George begins inviting his team onto his bus by handing them physical tickets. This was to be a visual representation that George was setting clear boundaries. Some people chose to stay, others chose to leave. One person even comes back after rethinking his attitude. By the end, George has a team full of positive, motivated people heading in the same direction. When I introduced this book to my office, it completely changed the environment. I even printed out some of those tickets and handed them out. But everybody became intentional. We were intentional about getting the right people on the bus and making sure we were all heading in the same direction. So who should read this book? Well, if you find yourself slipping into a negative mindset, or if you're surrounded by negativity at work or in life, this book could be a game changer for you. George's journey is inspiring, and it is full of lessons that you can apply immediately. So to wrap up, I want to share a passage from page 77 that really stuck with me. It says, "Your positive energy and vision must be greater than anyone and everyone's negativity. Yours certainly must be greater than everyone's doubt." That stuck with me because we can choose to be positive. Well, I can't wait to share more of these books with you and more of the impactful insights that they have brought to my life. I'll see you tomorrow.